Hey guys, welcome to Unacademy. This is my third video in this course, and in this video we will be looking at some example using the operators. Okay, so let us start. Now in our previous video we understood that before writing a JavaScript code you should have a basic knowledge of HTML and CSS, right? And also you will be needing a text editor and a web browser. Now for this particular course we will be using the Adobe Brackets as a text editor for writing the JavaScript code, and for web browser we will be using the Google Chrome. Okay, so you can use any of the text editor in the browser, but yeah, I'll be using the Adobe Brackets and the Google Chrome. Okay, so before writing the code, let us understand one more thing. Okay, so whenever you write a code, the output of the code output of the code that you have written will be shown in your browser, right? And in that browser you just have to follow few steps. After that you can simply see the output of your code. Now you just have to follow these 4 steps that I'm going to show you. First of all, you just have to open your browser. Okay, so whatever browser you are using, it doesn't matter, all of them are having JavaScript. Okay, so you just have to open your browser. After that you have to go to the menu, right? You have to select the more tools. Okay, you can see the more tools. Well, this is Google Chrome, right? You can in different browser the options may be different, but yeah, there will be a menu, there will be an option like this. Okay, after selecting the more tools you will see the developer tools. Also you can simply use the Control plus Shift plus I and automatically open the developer tools, right? So in this way you can simply use the developer tools, and after that a screen in the rightmost corner, rightmost position of your browser, a screen will appear like this. Okay, and in this screen this is the console, right? And all the output of your JavaScript code will be present here, right? So let us see a basic example, and let us understand how the output of a JavaScript code will look like now. So this is our first example, and this is a basic HTML page. Now this is my HTML opening tag, and this is my HTML closing tag, and this is my head section and my body section. Now I can use the script tag either in my head section or my body section, and here I'm using it in my head section. And also we have our title. Now in my script tag, which is the JavaScript part, we have taken 2 variables that you can see here. The first variable is the name, which is a string, and the second variable is a number or an integer, right? So the second variable is age. So as we have learned that we can simply write a name of a variable using var, and after that which is followed up by the name of the variable, which is a symbolic representation for that variable, right? So here we are using a variable which is named as name, right? The variable name, these are variable, and the value or the data that we have given to it is a string, right? Which is Randeep, so it's a string. So these are first variable that we have declared, right? In the same way we have used a number, and another variable we have taken which is variable age, right? So we have used another variable which is variable age, and we have allotted a value 19. Okay, 19 to that variable. Now I just want to print I just want to print the value of these 2 variables, right? And for that, what can I do? I'll simply write console.log. That means and after that I'll provide the arguments. For example, the console.log means whatever the value you will write in the argument, that will be printed in our console, right? Now here you can see the output will look something like this. So let us examine the output. Now here in the output you can see first it's showing name. Okay, name and colon. After that it's showing the name of the variable, again it's showing age, and after that showing the variable value. Okay, so let us understand it again. After using the console.log, right, we have used, first of all we have written name in quotation marks. So basically if you write anything in quotation marks in the console.log, it will printed as it is, right? So here you can see I write name here, and in the result it is printed as it is. Okay, name, right? So whether you can write, and if you write hello world here in the quotation marks, here you can see the result will be hello world, right? So we have written the name with colon in the quotation marks. After that we have used name, we have used the sign of plus, which is the addition, which is the follow-up sign, right? That means after the name there will be a variable, the variable that we have already assigned a value, that value will be printed after printing this. Okay, so this is the meaning of the plus sign. Okay, so here you can see the variable name that I have used here, the value, and the value that I assigned to it is Randeep. Okay, and here you can see in the output that after the quotation mark part, the value of my variable is printed, which is Randeep. Now in the same way, after that I just want it to print age, right? So that I can simply characterize them in the different parts. So here you can see I have used age and in the quotation marks, which is followed up by a plus. That means there must be that means after the value Randeep, right, we have to use it must print age, and after that it is followed up by the age of the character, right, which is 19. Okay, so it should print name Randeep and age 19, right? And here you can see the output, the name is Randeep and the age is 19. Now if you want to add any character, you can simply use a plus sign. You can add that character. If it's a variable, you can simply write the character, you write the variable name, and if you want to print as it is, you can simply use the quotation marks and write the text. Okay, and it will print it as it is. So this is our first example. This is just a basic view that how does simple code can be seen in the console in our browser, right? So we can use console of our browser to see the result in our JavaScript code. Okay, so there's another example that I have for you, which is a simple calculator application, right? This is a very simple example now, but in this example we can learn a very fundamental logical part in programming languages, which is used in each and every programming language. Okay, so let us understand this. Here is our web page, okay, HTML structure page, and here is my body section and my head section, and I have written the code in my head section. Okay, so let us examine the code. In my script tag, I have firstly taken 3 variables. As you can see, the first variable is digit_1, the second variable is digit_2, and the third variable, which is result, and this variable is empty. That means I have not allotted any value to this variable. I have not given any data to this variable, right? So the value in this variable is nothing. Okay, it's null. At this moment it's blank, right? So there's no value in this variable. Now the value that I have given to the first variable is 26, right? It is an integer or a number. In the same way, I have given 52 to my second variable, right? So the value of my second variable is 52. So I can say the digit 1 is having 26 and digit 2 is 52. And I have another variable which is blank. Now let us see how to use all of these. What I want exactly is to add them, after that it should subtract them, after that it should multiply them, and after that it should divide them and show the result one by one, right? This is what I want. Now why I have taken these empty variables, right? Here I have allotted the value. I can simply do the operations using a plus, using a minus, using a multiplication sign, which is a streak, and using a divide sign, right? I can simply perform all the operations. But there is a very small and very important logic here, and which is, if you want to perform some operation between two numbers, you should take another variable which is blank, and after performing the operation in the two variables, or whatever the result is generated, you should give that value of that result to the blank variable and print the value of the blank variables. Now using this, you can simply perform all the operation in that two values or the variables and give that value to the third variable, which will be printed very easily. Now here you can see, first, in the very first beginning, I just want it to add the two numbers. Now for adding them, I can simply use a plus sign, right? So here you can see I have used digit 2 plus digit 1. Okay, so after that it will add them, and whatever result will be generated, I have assigned that value to the result, which is another blank variable. Okay, so here you can see I have added them and given that value to our result, and after that I used console.log the addition is, which will print the addition is as it is, and after that which is followed up by a result, which is the addition of the two numbers, right? In the same way for the subtraction, I use the variable, I have performed the operation, and whatever value generated, that whatever value generated, that value will be assigned to our result, and in the same way it will be printed in our console, which is followed up by plus result. In the same way, this is my result. I have multiplied them, right? And here is my result. In the same way I have divided them, and the result will be shown in our console. Now please do not get confused with this plus symbol. This is just a follow-up symbol, right? So this means that after this line, this result will be printed. So in this our result will be the subtraction, in this our result will be multiplication. So you do not have to use the multiplication and subtraction sign here. They are simply a follow-up sign. That means we are adding, that means we are concatenating the above variable value after this text, right? We are just adding that value after that. That's nothing, it's just a follow-up sign, right? So that doesn't mean you are adding this to the particular text or something. So you would just have to use plus sign. It means it's a follow-up sign. That means you are just using the value of the variable after this. Okay, so here you can see that I have taken an empty variable and I have performed the operation in the two variables, and whatever value is generated, I have given that value to third variable, which is the empty variable, and after that I have printed the value of the empty variable, right? So after writing this simple code, and here are the comments, right? You can see the result will be like this. In the very first, the addition is 78, the subtraction is 26, the multiplication is 1352, and the division is 2. Also you can see here once again that this is our two values. First I have added them, given the result to this value, and after that I have printed result. In the same way I have done with subtraction, multiplication, and division, and here you can see I use the same method for each of them, right? So these are simple way in which we can perform different logical and different arithmetic operations in our JavaScript, and using this simple code, and we can see the result in our console, right? So I hope you all like this video. This is all for our first video. In the next video we'll be learning more about the JavaScript logical operators and all of them, right? So please let us know if there is any scope for improvement, right? So I hope you all like this video. Thank you very much. Thank you.